Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, I want to finish Revati nakshatra today because I am so tired and exhausted of making videos 5 days a week. Oh my God, I so cannot wait to get back to my routine of making 1 to 2 videos a week. That's it. And so I want to finish the Revati nakshatra off with the most details that you want. It'll be the exact same details as all my videos that I've made, Pada 1, Pada 2, Pada 3, Pada 4 videos of each nakshatra. Because if you realize, the first 2 or 3 minutes of each Pada were pretty much the same. It was the last 3 to 4 minutes that were really useful. So we'll do the first 3 minutes and then we'll do each Pada differently. So it's the same scenario, but I'm just doing all 4 Padhas at one. And then on Monday, we will start our 3 planetary conjunction. So I will be making videos on Mondays and Thursdays only, and maybe something on weekend, but mainly Mondays and Thursdays. And then we'll continue on to so much more exciting stuff in astrology. Now, today's video is on the Revati nakshatra, Pada 1, 2, 3, 4. As in, what happens when your moon is in the sign of Pisces, but in nakshatra of Revati, which is the very end nakshatra, a constellation working behind the scenes of a zodiac sign, and Pada 1, 2, 3, 4 of this nakshatra, because there are 4 Padhas to each nakshatra, and that's what differentiates people's thinking, because people of the same zodiac sign of Pisces may not think alike, but people of the same nakshatras may not think alike either, because each nakshatra is divided into 4 parts. So this video is about those 4 parts, and I've already made a video of what moon is like in the sign of Pisces. You can go watch that on my YouTube channel. I have made a video on what moon is like in the nakshatra of Revati. You can watch that on my channel. This is simply the 4 Padhas of this nakshatra. So, and as always, if you do not know where your moon is placed, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, what Padha it's in, for that, check out the links here and check out my full astrological report, where on the second page at the bottom, you'll see exactly where each of your planet is, what sign, nakshatra, and Padha they're in, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects of the Speed of Light, the new magazine on Destiny and Careers, and all the consultations at this link here. So, Revati nakshatra. What is Revati nakshatra? Revati nakshatra is the deepest water of spirituality. If Cancer is like the highest water, Revati becomes the deepest water in Pisces. This is where everything becomes zero. This is where everything becomes peaceful. This is where everything is calm. Because spirituality is not about having this great transformation where you're dealing with fire and wind and earth and like changing, Spirituality is very subtle. It's very, ambient to everything. And so the more calm you are, the more patient you are, the more slow you are, the better you will attain your spiritual progress. But Revati nakshatra basically is not just the nakshatra of spirituality and intuition, but is also the nakshatra of arts, music, singing, dancing, sculpting, writing. Anything that is very creative, that we have to use our imagination for, that's Revati nakshatra. And I can tell you through my extensive experience, whether it was my own research or my career consultation, people with prominent Revati nakshatra were extremely creative. They wanted to be creative people. They wanted to write. They wanted to design. They wanted to do arts and music. Because all of these things are part of spiritual growth. Because remember, when you're passionate about something and you're sewing, okay, and you're so passionate about sewing, you're so much into it that everything becomes slow, and it's like you're sleeping, you're in a trance. That's all meditation is. So Revati nakshatra brings that into a person. But what happens with the 4 Padhas when moon is in Pada 1, Pada 2, Pada 3, Pada 4 of this nakshatra. Well, in Pada 1, this person becomes highly philosophical, highly intuitive spiritually. And these people feel like they want to become counselors and advisors, not only in the spiritual realm, but also in the creative realm. You will find these people not only become teachers of music, arts, drama, crafting, writing, but they can also become like the directors. See, like directing a movie is part of that creative process. So it's not mean you just end up being a teacher, because people think like, well, teachers are the ones who never made it, so why are they teaching me? No, a director in a way is a teacher. He teaches the actor, this is what you need to do, and this is what I want you to do for a scene. So they become highly guru-like, they become highly philosophical in their views of the world, and these are the most calm people. They just look at everything very philosophically and analytically. When they look at whether spiritual things, artistic things, they are simply looking at it in a more broader way. Like their horizon of the mind is beyond your imagination. And Pisces is a sign of imagination. So everything that you do comes through your imagination, whatever you do. Whether it's somebody who designed this, lapel mic, it was his imagination to make the design. That's what Revati nakshatra is. And that's what Pada 1 brings. What is Pada 2? Well, people of the Pada 2 nakshatra of Revati are very disciplined, organized, and they're very focused on the actual work. They're like, I do not have time for philosophical discussions. I do not have time to spiritual discussions. I have to be disciplined and organized to make my work happen. So imagine, it's still creativity, it's still imagination taking place. It is spirituality that's taking place. But in Pada 2, the person becomes more of a workaholic than more of a philosophical person. Pada 1 person may discuss about this lapel mic for hours. Pada 2 person would be like, well, okay, we got this design. How can I improve this? What do I need to do? What needs to be done with this? That's what Pada 2 of Revati nakshatra is. They are the doers. They are simply the ones who will just want to work. They need a task, whatever, if it's creativity, spirituality, anything it is, they need that task and they need that work enforcement on them to make things happen. Because for them, everything is working. Imagination, creativity is working. They don't need to discuss about it for hours. They'll simply do those things. And these are the people who, are wanting to do things for the benefit of other people, benefit for society. They're like, look, I want to create something for less money so I can sell it for cheap so the masses can have it. That's what Pada 2 thinks like. Then comes the Pada 3 person. So moon in Revati nakshatra Pada 3 becomes this imaginary scientist, becomes this imaginary, analytical, logical person. Meaning that they're the visionaries. They're like the natural entrepreneurs. They're like, well, I have a creative mind and I want to do something creative, or I want to do something spiritually, yet how can I make it happen practically? Well, let's look at it. How can I bring societies together to believe in my view? How can I, change societies for the better with my innovative thinking, with my creative thinking? That's what Pada 3 is then. Pada 3 may not be about just a work. And they're not about the discussion. They're just like practical thinkers. They're like, well, okay, I can design a telescope. Like I have a telescope sitting right here in my office because I have a window right there and I always see the transits every day, or every other day I try to see them. But here, a person of Pada 3 would be like, well, you know what? I've enjoyed this product so much. I want to make it better because I know this can become better and I want everybody else to enjoy it. So they'll work in those terms. And Pada 2, Pada 3 are a bit of similar, but the Pada 3 person has his very unique, weird way of doing things. It's like Pada 3 is, in a way, is like Einstein. Einstein never, graduated from any place, and although he got his placement as a university professor, but it's just he did not care. He didn't even know his own number. And in order for him to come with a theory of relativity, he had to play violin. He did artistic things. And the more he did and thought about his equation, the closer he was getting, I mean, if Einstein lived for 200 years, I think we would probably be on a different dimension right now with his calculations. Then comes Pada 4. What is Pada 4? Well, Pada 4 happens with the absolute creative and spiritual imagination. These are the people who are either sunk in creativity, like singing, sculpting, writing, acting, or they're in the spiritual part of things. They want to become the next Deepak Chopra, the next Wayne Dyer. They simply want to be calm, cool, collective. They don't care if anybody wants to discuss their ideas with them. They don't care to spread their ideas with anybody because they're simply focused on their internal power. If you discuss with them, they'll tell you. But they're not like eager to make societies better. They're not eager to just work on this lapel mic that I explained. They're not about discussing about this lapel mic for hours. They just want to be in themselves. And when they create an art, it's a true artist creating the art. That art does not care to be sold, care to be appreciated, or care to be admired. They just created it because they wanted to. So Pada 4 of Revati Nakshatra is the true definition of what Revati Nakshatra is. It is the calmness, that still water that does not care what is happening in the world. If it's still, that's when it's alive. When it gets disturbed, it's like, I'm out of my element. So these are the people who are the deepest gurus, the most spiritual gurus, the more intuitive people, the most intuitive psychics, astrologers, and the most deepest creative artists. And that's how we see these 4 Padhas of Revati Nakshatra. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, we are done with our moon in Nakshatra and Padhas. We're done. We're going to be doing our conjunctions, and then we're going to move on to transits and whatnot. We're going to be doing planets and nakshatras, because that does not have the same meaning as moon. And that's the beauty of it. We will discuss all this. So guys, if you're new to my channel, subscribe below, because there's a lot more of this magic to come. And if you want to know where your moon is placed, what nakshatra Pada is in, so you can go back now in time and view all my videos. For that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, books, consultations, everything is here. Otherwise, we'll see you on Monday with our conjunction video of Sun, Moon, Mercury. And on Thursday, we'll do Sun, Moon, Venus. Otherwise, this is KRS signing off with the Moon and Nakshatra series.